Hey guys, so in today's video I am going to be talking about some of the pros and cons of owning betta fish, just in case you're looking to get another one or one for the first time and you want to know a little bit more about them and whether or not it's worth it. To begin this video, I'd just like to thank you all so much for 5,000 subscribers. It's a giant milestone for me and I've been on YouTube for a really long time and I'm really excited about it, so thank you all so much, and yeah, let's just get started. So first I'm going to be talking about the cons of owning betta fish, and I'm only going to be doing 3 of each just because I don't want to make this video too long and there isn't really that much to talk about. So the first one is the fact that betta fish are pretty sensitive, and when I say this I just mean that their immune systems are kind of weak just because of the intense breeding that they've had, and they are more susceptible to getting sick. For example, they can get all kinds of sicknesses, just to name some. There's dropsy, there's fin rot, there's ick, there's swim bladder disease, there's so many and I can name so much more, but it's just kind of something to look out for, and it's important to make sure their care is tip-top just to make sure they don't get sick. Another one is they require a bit more care than you think. A lot of times betta fish are advertised in little small bowls, and they're advertised as kind of like a decoration rather than an actual pet, but in fact they are an actual pet and they do require a bit of work. They need tank setups that are interactive, they need to have filters, and that requires maintenance, and their tanks require maintenance, so just something to think about. The last one is that they need to be housed separately, which is kind of common knowledge to a lot of people, but betta fish are actually very territorial fish, and if you can see here, I have dividers in one of my tanks to prevent my betta fish from getting to each other, because they will fight, and it's often that they will kill each other if they do end up fighting, so it's always important to keep your betta fish separate. So now I will be talking about some of the pros. So the first one I have is that betta fish maintenance is actually pretty easy. I know I said that they do require quite a bit of it, which is true, but it's not hard stuff. This is why betta fish are qualified as beginner fish. But all they really need is water changes, and they need maintenance on their tank every so often. The water changes is probably the biggest thing because it's so regular and so constant, and it's very important, but it's not a hard thing to do. I do have some videos on it and I can make a new updated one soon, but that's the main thing. I really don't think taking care of bettas is hard, just there is lots to do. The next thing is that betta fish all have really unique personalities. I know that sounds kind of dorky coming from someone that has pet fish, but if you do have betta fish for a long amount of time, you will notice that they each act differently. For example, I have this guy over here. He is super spunky all the time and he'll often flare for no reason, and he'll swim up to me when I go up to feed him and just kind of stuff like that. If you are looking for an interactive fish, betta fish are definitely good ones. And the last thing is that betta fish are all very beautiful fish, and if you are looking for a fish with lots of color and different varieties, betta fish is definitely for you. There's so many different tail types, different shapes, different sizes. There's so many different colors and varieties. I have had some pretty unique betta fish in my time, and even the ones that are more basic colors, like the solid red ones or the solid blue ones that you'll see in most pet stores, those are still absolutely gorgeous, and any betta fish can make a great pet.